In this video, we're going to divide polynomials using a couple different methods. This is a stepping stone to what we'll do in the next section, which is take an existing polynomial and try to find all of its zeros. We do this systematically by breaking the polynomial down into smaller polynomials, meaning of lesser degree. So I'm starting with something here that's raised to the third power. I want to divide by something to the first power here, and then end up with something to the second power that I can hopefully factor or use a quadratic formula on. The idea behind this is to go back to division that we learned back in elementary school, for example. And when we learned how to divide, we would think about like that very first number and think, well, how many times does 8 go into 24? It looks like we would go 3 times, and then I would put a 3 here and then multiply and subtract. That algorithm may be kind of in the back of your mind. So I'm going to go through this with polynomials to show you how to do this. We write what we're dividing by goes on the outside of this division symbol here. And then the polynomial that I'm dividing into goes underneath the bar here. Okay, and so kind of using that same idea that I had over there on the side, I'm just going to look at the first term, x, and I want to know what I would need to multiply by to get 3x squared, or 3x cubed, and in this case, it'll be 3x squared. Notice that I'm lining up the two terms that both are squared in the same location there. So I want to keep everything kind of lined up. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this number and multiply it by this binomial and write it underneath what I'm dividing into. So 3x squared times x would give me 3x cubed, and then 3x squared times 3, that'll be a plus 9x squared. All right, now here's the important part. What I'm going to do next is subtract. I'm going to subtract, so this is going to become a minus, and this is also going to become a minus here. So I'll end up with 0 in this column, and then I'll end up with negative 11x squared here. And then I bring the next term down and repeat the process. So I'm going to go back and look at this x, and I want to know what would I need to multiply by to get negative 11x squared. That would be minus 11x. Again, I'm lining up the terms that both have an x in them. And then we will multiply. We're multiplying negative 11x times x plus 3, and we're going to write it down here. Let's see, that's going to be negative 11x squared minus 33x. And then I subtract. So this changes to a plus, and this changes to a plus. And I have 34x, and then I bring down the next number, minus 4. Repeat the process again. X times 34 would give me this 34x squared. I'll multiply 34 times this. That'll be 34x plus, let's see, 34 times 2, 102. And then I subtract both of these items. So it looks like for a remainder here, I'm getting negative 106. So to write our final answer, the original polynomial, 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 4 is equal to what we divided by, x plus 3, times what we got for our answer, 3x squared minus 11x plus 34, and then plus the remainder. In this case, it's a minus 106. If we were to multiply these two polynomials together and then subtract the 106, we would get the original that we started with. All right, let's look at another example. I'm dividing 16x cubed minus 12x squared plus 20x minus 3 by 4x plus 5. I look at the first term and I decide what I would need to multiply 4x by to get 16x cubed, and that would be 4x squared. Then I'm going to multiply the 4x squared by this binomial, and I'll get 16x cubed plus 20x squared. Next, we're going to subtract. So this is going to become a minus, and I'll end up with negative 32x squared, and then I bring down the next term. All right, I'm looking at the first term, and I want to know what I would need to multiply by to get negative 32x squared. That'll be minus 8x. Then we multiply this by this whole thing. That'll be minus 32x squared minus 40x. And I subtract, so these are both going to change to addition. And I'll have 60x, and then bring down the last term, which is a minus 3. 4x times 15 will give me that 60x. And then multiplying, I get 60x plus 75. And then I'll subtract this, so these both change to minus. This changes to a minus, right? So this is going to be minus 78 as my remainder. So putting this all together, my original equation, or my original polynomial, was 16x cubed minus 12x squared plus 20x minus 3. That's going to equal 4x plus 5 times, I got 4x squared minus 8x plus 15 as my quotient, and then subtracting off that remainder that I had. Going forward, when we are going to use this idea, we're hoping that our remainder is 0, because we want things that divide evenly into a polynomial, because we know that those are going to be things that break the polynomial down further.